So thank you again so much for doing this. I really appreciate you talking about Twilight. I know it's not your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So,
No worries.
okay, just opening start. You dislike Twilight, but you said you've never read the book.
Yes.
So,
the way she takes classic literature monsters. I mean, I love classic literature and I love monsters.
Who doesn't?
I think they're really exactly. But the way she just takes them and she just like destroys them. She just lowers them down to like the smallest little like tiniest thing. It they're already dehumanized and somehow she monsterizes them, you know? And it's one of those things that just, it frustrates me and it irritates me because why ruin a good thing? These things have been around since, the 1800s, and I mean, before that as well in myths and legends, and she comes along and just thinks that, oh, I can just do whatever I want with them, and that's not really how it should be.
Is it the glitter thing? Is it the glitter thing that pisses you off?
I mean, there is that, yes. There is that glitter thing that is so irritating, but beyond that, it's how she like, okay, so she gives them the ones who are with Edward and everything. They all have special powers and everything, but then the other vampires don't. And I don't know. It just seems like she's trying to make them super special and unique. And my understanding of vampires was that they either possess, when you look at literature, they either possess all the same powers or they're all unique and individual, like with Interview with the Vampire and whatnot, where each one has, they all have similar things, but they have strengths in certain areas. And so it's just, for her to just like narrow it down and be like, oh, well, these are the special vampires and the special vampires are the good vampires. And it's like, that's not really, that's not really how I see it with that.
Well, my thing is, Edward has to be special. The fact that he's 90 years old and doesn't mind keeping on hanging out with high schoolers, Well,
that does take a something special, but I don't think it's, special that should be applauded. I think it's special that should be like, no, you need to leave these kids alone.
Whereas to catch a predator when you need him.
Yes, exactly.
So, okay, we are going to try to take a look at the Mormon message, if there is one, in Twilight. I don't know. Are we trying to dig for gold, Kevin? Are we trying to dig for gold and all we have is a turd sandwich?
Well, maybe, but the great thing about digging for gold is that you never know what you're going to find. You could find absolutely nothing, but you could find gold. There could be gold in them hills, and and if you do find gold, then that's fantastic. If you don't, well, then at least you looked.
Stephanie Myers did say that she has no deeper meaning in her story. She didn't mean anyone to read this book. She wrote it just for herself because she woke up all hot and bothered by a dream.
I can't believe that she didn't have any deeper meaning. But whether or not that's true, everyone is influenced by how you're raised, your beliefs, your social circle and everything. And so if you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm going to write a book, whether or not you intend to have religious undertones or cultural undertones or anything like that, they're going to be in the book. So they may escape your notice, but that's just because you view them as, hey, this is normal, this is how everyday life is, this is how things should be. So, and since you're the shaper of the world, you're going to implant that onto the world. So, like I said, she probably didn't have that intention, but whether or not she had the intention or not, she probably did it anyway.
Wish me luck, man. I'm going to read all the books. watch all the movies?
I can't fathom doing that. I mean, like, I had to watch one movie start to finish because, I mean, I was on a date, it happened, you know, but it was so painful, so incredibly painful. So I can't imagine doing, like, all the movies and all the books, and that's just, kudos to you.
I'm going to look at the Twilight Companion.
Oh my god. Why do they even make that? Aren't these for, like, teenagers who don't care?
No, there's Twilight moms, dude. Like, grown-ass women with husbands. And
they should just read 50 Shades of Grey and move on.
Hey, you know what? That is our plan. We're going to do 50 Shades of Grey for Valentine's Day. A movie as sexy as watching a carrot being put into a wet paper bag.
You're just a glutton for punishment, aren't you?
Well, I figured we did something classy with Jack the Ripper. We're going back to the gutter where we belong.
So you do one Jack the Ripper and then you have to do like 3 things that are absolutely horrible? Is this a penance? I mean, Jack the Ripper is awesome. These other, not so much. Not so much.
Well, you know, my friend Amy's just happy we got off the incest train because we did like 2 episodes of Flowers in the Attic.
You should jump back on it with some Game of Thrones.
Hey, you know, we did some classy stuff. We did the Scarlet Letter and Jack the Ripper. Now we're just like going back to our wheelhouse, the trashy stuff. Hey, our tagline is the questionable side of pop culture. After a while, we're going to go back and do H.H. Holmes.
You should get Bill on that.
I don't want the FBI to, like, question Bill because he's a little too happy about it. Be like, are you H.H. Holmes? Okay, well, hopefully you get a chance to listen to our inane rambling of Twilight. But if you don't, it's okay. We're actually going to go chapter by chapter.
How many ones are you going to do with this?
Oh, just a 2-part. We're just going to do the first.
Okay, alright, that's not bad. Okay, that's fine.
Thanks, Kevin.
I was worried that it was going to be like 8-part or something like that. I was going to be like, no, by the end of it, she's going to be insane.
No, we do not have the stamina for that. I have to consider Rita's kidneys. That, and she gets night terrors, so God knows what Edward's going to do to her.
Yeah, I can't blame her.
Thank you, Kevin.
No problem.